Greetings, fellow humans. Welcome to Sam and Max Hit the Books. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
And we are here to bring you the reviews for the comics that we got from February 20th of 2019. Starting off, getting right into it with the new number one from Mark Miller, drawn by Simone Bianchi, Sharkey the Bounty Hunter.
Sharkey.
Which was pretty standard sci-fi.
Yeah, bounty hunters in space.
It was, very Star Wars-y. Sort of a bunch of aliens and people doing stuff and bounty hunters and all very, very normal. Like the one weird thing, I guess, is the lady who's going through transition into being a security truck.
Oh, yeah.
She's already got wheels.
She weird.
Yeah, and the twist of the thing is that he's picked up this, orphan kid that, he's orphaned and needs to deliver to his family because of this, weird law of the galaxy. Because they establish that there's, very specific laws and rules that people should be following in this galaxy. There's, some honor system that he feels beheld to because of something in his past from before he was a bounty hunter.
Yeah. Like a special agent of some sort before he was a bounty hunter. But now he's just full of debt, but still has to do the right thing even when he doesn't want to.
It's just that classic setup. The guy's got a lot of debt. He's gonna hunt some bounties. And he's gonna be a hard ass, but he's gonna be grudgingly noble when he needs to. It's the Firefly effect, you know.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's the Han Solo thing. It's fine.
Yeah, it's alright.
I don't know how into it I am in general.
Yeah, and the art does leave something to be desired with everybody just being so purple or so green.
Everything about Simone Bianchi has a very specific style. It's very wavy, and it's got a lot of extra lines sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's not always to my taste, to be honest with you, so I kind of know what you're talking about. It does the story fine. You can understand everything that's happening. But,
yeah, sure. It's a fine comic.
I'm not super intrigued into continuing with this one, honestly.
It's not so interesting so far. There's been a lot of stories of bounty hunters in space.
Yeah.
There has to be a little something more to get me going.
We didn't really get, a solid hook. We got a lot of setup with no real hook, and that's rough.
Yeah, it's true.
I gotta give it a 4.
4? Yeah, that's fair. I'd give it a 4 as well.
Yeah. Probably won't continue with that one.
So, moving on from there, we have a new issue of Batman.
Number 65.
Number 65, The Price of Vengeance.
The Price of Vengeance.
That's by Williamson.
Right, and Guillaume March.
And, so this is a story mostly revolving around Gotham Girl, and I guess somebody gave her something to bring Gotham back to life.
Right, Gotham the character,
right.
not Gotham the city.
Nah, her brother Gotham.
Yeah, we missed something in that Flash issue that I didn't buy.
Right, so we kind of have to pick it up, but Gotham, he's alive and doing some bad stuff, but then he melts.
Yeah, he's Superman level power, but their whole deal was always that they have a finite limit on their power.
Yeah, so while he's fighting Batman and Flash, mostly Flash, he runs out of power. He melts. It's
horrific.
It's horrific. His sister is not cool with that. And Batman kind of talks her down, I guess.
Gotham Girl,
yeah.
Does he?
I guess not really.
Yeah, this was
right.
The big action issue.
Yeah. She
a lot of slam bang.
She injects herself with some kind of serum.
That's what the ending is. Yeah, she's got the serum that they were putting into Gotham that brought him back from the dead. But she now believes that he was too far gone. He can't. That's why the serum didn't work on him. So she just put it into herself.
Yeah, and then she gets all golden, and we'll see what that's about.
Yeah, she went full Super Saiyan, right there.
Yeah, full Super Saiyan.
And we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna buy that issue of the Flash if there even are any at the store.
Yeah, because this was okay. You know, it was a lot of action. The action's pretty good.
It seemed like it was really trying hard to tie in to the Heroes in Crisis thing, because a lot of it is Flash being mad at Batman about Sanctuary, and Batman sad about being responsible for Wally West dying.
True.
And to me, this series almost seems like it's designed to preclude the theory that everything that's happening in Heroes in Crisis isn't actually happening, because there's a theory with that book that it's all like Booster Gold in a holodeck that's putting him through a fantasy situation in order to like process his pain, and that's how Sanctuary works.
Oh my.
But comics like this make it pretty blatant that no, all that stuff is actually happening. Harley Quinn really did beat up Wonder Woman and Batman at the same time, and all the other stupid things happening in that book.
Yeah. So, I'd give this one a 4 as well.
Yeah, the art's whatever. The story is not super compelling.
Yeah, and, you know, I didn't read all the original stuff with Gotham Girl and Gotham, so I don't really know about them or, care.
The initial 6-issue arc with them was good enough at the time. It was the very first arc of Tom King's Batman, but anytime we've seen Gotham Girl since, she's become a real annoying character. I think 4 is right for this.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to the second issue of Guardians of the Galaxy by Donny Cates and Jeff Shaw. I liked this issue considerably less than I enjoyed the first issue, to be honest with you.
Well, it was a lot of recapping on what's going on.
It was really re-explaining everything that's happening. It started with one of these terrible scenes that comics love to do nowadays, where it's just a talking head
monologue
for a whole page.
Mm-hmm. Full monologue.
And Peter Quill's just being like a depressed alcoholic.
Yeah, kind of a dick.
And we get a couple of pages with the Black Order and their new leader, Hela, messing up the Collector.
Yeah, Hela's back.
Genevieve Tavan. And we get a little backstory with all the new members of the team.
A little bit.
Although the one interesting thing, I guess, that happens is that it turns out the Cosmic Ghost Rider is totally incompatible with this team. And all we see him do is get into a fight with Groot. Where Groot displays an ability that I don't know that I've seen him display before, where shards of him come off and become little, stabby Groots.
Yeah, that's a weird thing, but so Ghost Rider leaves.
So Ghost Rider just ditches, because he decides he actually just wants to be on the Kill Gamora team, but he didn't realize he was joining when he showed up and Peter said, "We're the Guardians of the Galaxy" in the first issue.
Yeah.
But Beta Ray Bill's cool.
Beta Ray Bill is cool.
Doesn't get anything to do, but it's cool that he's there.
Yeah, he makes some snarky comments at people.
So Star Fox, who, as you recall, in the first issue, we were very much thinking that he was acting funny and was probably going to end up being the villain of this arc. For issue 2, after getting pulled out of that black hole thing, they've given him a super villainous scar.
Yeah.
And my favorite part, though, is that he's now in Professor Xavier's hover chair from X-Men the Animated Series.
Yes, he is.
There was one line of dialogue that in this issue where Peter was talking to somebody about timelines, and he mentioned that in some timelines everybody who got sucked into the black hole died, and in some didn't. And that was confusing me about where that narration was taking place in relation to everything else we were seeing.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I just remember Cosmic Ghost Rider being all like, alternate timelines, I'm the Punisher too.
Right. And the Nova's going to be in the next issue, I guess. I haven't read a comic with Nova in a real long ass time. Richard Rider Nova.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah. Old Buckethead. Guardians 2. I thought it was whatever, honestly. This is not... It was like characters bitching at each other issue.
Yeah, it was.
Which, I guess if it was the classic Guardians, or not the classic Guardians, but the modern movie Guardians, the bickering could have some sort of humor to it. But this was just a bunch of people who kind of don't like each other. And Peter Quill being sad and drunk.
That's true.
I think it's a 5.
Yeah, I'd also give it a 5.
The Jeff Shaw art is good, but they're not asking him to draw anything particularly cool.
True.
A lot of people talking, a lot of people standing around. We don't get to see the Black Order doing anything to the Collector. We just see him crawling around on the ground. All the action's already taken place.
Very true.
Yeah.
It's a 5.
All right.
So, moving on from there, we have the newest issue of Venom, Venom number 11, by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. And this is it's a pretty good issue. You know, Eddie, he is being told he's got a lot of cancer.
Right, he's stuck in the symbiote cocoon.
Yeah, the symbiote's got completely cocooned. He's seeing old memories of like family members dying of cancer and all kinds of mad stuff.
Like, yeah, his sister, is that who it is?
I think it was his aunt.
Or his aunt, yeah. Like, all these family members we've never seen before.
Yeah, and they're dying of cancer. And this guy, what's his name?
The
Reed
Maker,
Richards?
yeah.
The Maker, yes. Evil Reed Richards. He's got him. He's trying to cut out the symbiote, get it separated from Eddie so that he can operate on Eddie and find out if he can save Eddie from the cancer. And, so Eddie's... His brother's there.
Man, that page.
There's a crazy page of the Maker is standing there with electricity all over his gloved hands and just the biggest grin on his face.
It's a shit-eating grin. He's like, yeah, I'm really going to enjoy this torturous operation. It's going to be extremely painful.
Right, and you know, in order to save Eddie, he might have to kill Eddie by separating him from the symbiote. And with that grin on his face, it's like, such is the burden of science.
I know, right?
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
He's hilarious. But,
I mean, it plays us back into the whole Rick from Rick and Morty is sort of a Mr. Fantastic that's gone back and forth a little bit. And if this is a dark Mr. Fantastic, like that's so a thing an evil Rick would say.
Ah, that is so true. And Eddie's brother that he didn't know about until recently, he's there. He finds out about all that stuff and tries to get away, but they called his dad. And so he's out there, and he doesn't want to have anything to do with his dad, so he runs away.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that, like, the Maker was just talking to him so blatantly about everything that was happening. He's like, no, see, here's what I'm doing. Like, get out, because this is going to be dangerous, but until you're gone, like, I'll tell you everything.
Yeah, exactly. And, of course, he knows exactly who the kid is.
Right.
I mean, he's the Maker. He would know.
He's going to know.
Yeah, but then Eddie finds out, while he's in the cocoon from the symbiote, that... the symbiote's been feeding him a whole bunch of false memories about cancer and stuff in fear that Eddie would leave it if he was a healthy human being.
Yeah, this is an interesting retcon on the whole Eddie had cancer thing because, it's implied that not only did the symbiote alter his memories to make him think he had cancer and had family members who had died of cancer, but it would physically affect his body. I guess even when they were separated, it had left damage that mimicked the appearance of cancer so that Eddie would waste away without him.
Yeah.
Pretty damning.
Yeah, really. And Eddie's not cool with that, so he's real pissed off at the symbiote.
And it's interesting because the symbiote, like... As far as we know, it hasn't gotten anything back from Null, right? Like,
I know, so it's weird that it's able to talk to him.
So I wonder how much, this neutered thing was maybe even the symbiote acting. I guess we'll see.
All right, stay with me. I need you.
Right, this title's been totally willing to go into all the reasons for everything that's happened, so I'm sure we'll get a definitive answer on that at some point. But the twist, that interesting.
Yeah, the interesting twist at the end that Eddie reveals as his actual memories return is that that kid, it ain't his brother.
Right.
That's his son.
Who could the mother be?
Who could the mother be that the symbiote made Eddie forget?
The symbiote made Eddie forget.
So yeah, I thought this was a pretty good issue. Lots of stuff going along. Lots of revelations and retcons going on. I'd say it's a 7.
I think 7's right. I always like the Maker in Venom.
Maker's hilarious.
He's the best part of all the post-Null stuff. Because all the post-Null stuff hasn't been as good as the Null stuff so far.
True.
But yeah, whenever he shows up, you know that you're going to get some real entertaining things happening.
Very true.
You never know quite what's going to happen when the Maker shows up.
Well, he's got a plan, and it's entertaining.
All right. Last, we have Justice League 18 by James Tynion IV with art by Pascal Ferry. This was another Legion of Doom issue. The good guys don't show up at all. It's a whole mental battle. Well, not really a battle. It's Lex Luthor's going to plug into Brainiac so that they can figure out the solutions to their problems, and Brainiac immediately reveals while they're inside the digital net matrix landscape that, I'm just going to take over your mind now and your body, and you're just going to be Brainiac now. And Lex is like, all right, well, if you're going to do that, let me at least show you my reasoning for everything that I do. And then Lex tells a long story about Vandal Savage.
Yes, he does.
And we finally basically get an explanation for why the piece of the totality thing that Lex got back in the first issue was a doorknob. Right?
Yeah.
That's revealed to everybody, so big excitement there. Figure out the origin of the doorknob. And we figure out like the last little holes in the whole Lionel Luthor, young Martian Manhunter thing.
Yeah. Wraps that up.
And at the end, Lex finally convinces him.
Yeah.
Convinces Brainiac that the only way is going to be working through together the problems.
Right. Brainiac's logic and Luthor's passion.
And Luthor's passion and their combined knowledge. And together they're going to be able to use that doorknob thing to open the door to Perpetua, to wake her up.
Wake Perpetua.
She's big, man. She seems even bigger here than in that first issue.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Also, the way her hand on this last page is up against the glass sure seems like she isn't asleep.
What can you do?
But, yeah, this is following right after that Martian Manhunter issue, where this is suddenly a Lex Luthor comic book.
I know.
Reading, essentially. It gets interesting enough, I guess. I mean, they're telling the story they want to tell, but all this Vandal Savage stuff, like, this was a whole issue's worth.
I know.
Like, we're in issue 18. Like, I know this comic's coming out twice a month, but, you know, if this was coming out once a month, this would be this halfway through the second year of this story arc. And we're the big revelation that, this is how that rock became a doorknob.
Yeah.
It's a 5.
It's a 5. Well, I would give it a 6 still. I think it's moving along. It's fairly interesting. I can't give it a 5. It's a little better than a 5.
Fair enough. I'm sticking to 5.
That's fine.
Yeah, pretty weak. Weak overall.
I'd have to agree with that, unfortunately, and it is a shame that you were not able to pick up the latest GoBots.
Yes, my shop was shorted GoBots and one other title that I can't recall off the top of my head. But,
well, you only told me about GoBots,
yeah,
so...
but those will be appearing on subsequent review shows once I acquire the issues, because rest assured, I will be continuing to review GoBots. The review I saw of the last issue was like, no stars, this stuff isn't even trying to make sense anymore, and that just excited me so much.
Yeah, no, it's true.
All right, well, thanks a lot, everybody, for listening.
Hope you enjoyed the show.
We'll be back with more Sam and Max Hit the Books in the very near future.